Hi, welcome to my channel Too Irrational. I'm Pranay Sharma, and in this video we'll talk about what we need to prepare before our examination, that is CM1 CS1 or CM2 CS2 examination for IFOA Institute. What are the technical requirements, the functions that are allowed, that are restricted, the notations that we use, as well as the reference material we can use, and what are the clauses for plagiarism, as well as the system check we need to do before our examination. So all of these things you should prepare at least 2 weeks to 1 week before the examination so that everything is ready. I will also make another video about what you need to do exactly on the exam day to prepare and be ready for your examination. So let's talk about the minimum technical requirements. First of all, you need Microsoft Office 2013 or higher. If you have just Word as well as Excel, that works too, no problem. Minimum screen resolution, that is usually all the laptops and computers have resolution more than that, so no problem there. And they have said that they recommend a wired connection of 2 Mbps or greater for internet connection. You can use wireless connection as well, like you can use your mobile hotspot. Just make sure that it should be working fine in the room that you are giving the examination. The internet connection is only required while downloading the paper and uploading the paper. Between that, you don't require internet connection. So it's not that you have to keep the internet connection for the complete duration of the examination. Now make sure that the time and the date is correct according to your time zones. Okay, it's not that you need to work the time according to UK. Your own country's, your own place time zone is okay, but make sure that the date and the times are correct. The softwares that you will require other than the Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel, one is going to be a PDF reader. The recommended PDF reader is Adobe Reader. In Google, if you just search Adobe Reader, the first site is going to be get.adobe.com. That is where you can download it. Just click on it and download the free version. This is the free version that is called as Acrobat Reader. Download that and that would work fine. And the other thing would be, other software would be a RAR software. You can either download WinRAR or you can download 7-zip. These softwares, again, if you just search WinRAR download on Google, you can see the first file, first website is WinRAR. So you can directly download from here. These are free softwares, so you won't have any problem with it. And these will be required while your examination is going on. Okay. For web browser, they have given us so many recommendations. I would not suggest you to try it on iPad or iPhone or Android tablet or Android phone. You should use Windows or Mac OS. These are the recommended web browser that you should use. The question paper for all our examination would be in PDF format. For that, we downloaded that Acrobat Reader. So we can open the question paper. Then for your examination, paper A, CS1, as well as CM1, as well as CM2, as well as CS2. All of your 4 paper A examination, you will have to submit the Word file. Okay, the Word file, if you are using Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel, the extension that you have to submit the file in, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, any saving the file would be in the correct extension. But if you're using some other software to make this Word file and Excel file, make sure that the suffix that you have is .docx as well as .xlsx. Okay. Again, if you're using Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, you don't have to worry about the extensions. For paper B, CS1 paper B, your answer will again be in Word file. For paper A, for CM1 as well as CM1 as well as CM2 paper B, your answers will be in Excel file. They will give you a pre-made Excel sheet in which you will have to solve your questions and you will have to submit that Excel file. The examination time for all paper A examination is 3 hours and 20 minutes. That is the time that is given to you for your examination. So right from the starting, you can download. They have said 5 minutes you have for downloading and printing your paper and stuff, but you can use that for your writing your examination as well. So 3 hours and 20 minutes is given for your writing of the examination, and then plus 30 minutes is given to you for uploading the examination. Okay. During that time, as soon as your 3 hours and 20 minutes are over, you should not keep on writing. You should not save the file after that time is over. So the additional 30 minutes that are given to you are for uploading your examination only. Same thing, while you are writing your paper B, you will have 1 hour 50 minutes to solve your CS1 paper B or CM1 paper B, and then you will have an additional 30 minutes to upload it as soon as possible. As I said, do not save your file after the completion of the examination. If you just save it just as the examination time ends and you save it, that's okay. But if you take more than 2 minutes to save, your examination paper will not be considered. Okay, you will get 0 marks for your whole examination. So please do not take that additional 30 minutes as exam solving time. You have 3 hours 20 minutes or 1 hour 50 minutes depending on where you are talking about paper A or paper B. Use of standard functions in Microsoft Office and R. You can use any standard function available in Excel, Word and R, excluding the use of macros. So you cannot use macros. Otherwise, you can use any regular function that is available in Excel, Word and R. Now, a lot of students ask me, especially for CM1 paper, that can we use Excel to solve the questions of profit testing? Yes, you can use Excel to solve, but there is a better way of doing it. In your Word file, you will find in insert tables, you have something called as Excel spreadsheet. Make an Excel spreadsheet inside your Word, and that is allowed. You cannot add an Excel sheet from outside, but you can use your Excel spreadsheet here. Okay, and you can see all the functions of Excel will be available in your Word document. Okay, you should extend it to get as much space as possible, because whatever is visible at the end is what your table will show. So whatever you are writing should be visible in the space in one single page. Make sure that, and whenever you click outside, it will go back to the Word and it will look like a table has been formed. So this Excel spreadsheet is allowed. You cannot add an Excel file, but you can use this Excel spreadsheet. Okay, you can definitely solve in an Excel file and then copy and paste it here, but then you will have to specify what are the different functions or the formulas you have used for each of the columns. Okay, like in the profit testing questions, many times in the solution they write that column 2 was column 1 into this much or something like that. You will have to write all of that if you're copy pasting from outside the Word document. So anything should not be copy pasted from outside your document. Okay, that is very important. But whatever you create inside this document can be copy pasted. So if I am writing a formula once, I can use that again. I can copy it and then paste it again. For R programming, they have specifically said mathematical markup languages, MathML, OpenMath, and OMDoc should not be used. So these are some kind of softwares that help you in mathematical writing and stuff that cannot be used. You cannot use any dictation functionality with Microsoft Word or alternative software. That means you cannot convert your text into speech into text and then write that way. That is not allowed. Using of R Markdown and knit-R is not permitted during the examination. That is for CS1 as well as CS2 examinations. You are allowed to use help page. You are allowed to use help pages in Microsoft Word and Microsoft Microsoft Excel. And calculator, you can use any calculator you would want. There is no longer restriction on which calculators may be used in our examination. If you are using a calculator in the IFOA examination, any stored data or a program facility must be cleared beforehand. This is very important. A lot of students ask that can we store a kind of a Excel file, or can we store a kind of a in our software some kind of a functions beforehand? You cannot do that. Okay, so if your calculator has some stored function, make sure it is cleared. Some programming facilities, you should be clearing that, and you should not make any Excel file that helps you in calculations and stuff. Formulae, symbols, and mathematical notation. For that, I have complete series of videos on how to write your notations in CS1 as well as CM1. I will keep the links in the description. I have made it according to different types of questions of different chapters. Please check those out. You can use equation editor, you can use without equation editor also. You can use the standard notations that are given here. You can use your own notations. If they are clear in understanding, they will accept that too. What are the different materials you can refer? You can refer to anything. You can refer to the book that you have. You can refer to any material that you have created yourselves. You can even refer to online material. But remember, the examination is made in such a way that you won't have a lot of time that you are referring different materials here and there, and you will be able to complete the 100% of your examination. So examination is made in such a way that if you remember everything, if you never have to refer any other material, then you will definitely be able to complete 100% of the paper. So they deliberately make it that you will if you remember everything yourself, then you will definitely be able to complete the paper. If you are referring material, then you will definitely not be able to complete your examination. See here, they have said you are not permitted to use e-templates and any electronic files which contain pre-existing calculations. So that is what I was talking about. You cannot create a file beforehand where you have already written the formulas, or maybe you have created an Excel sheet that helps you in calculating stuff. That is not allowed. You should not, first of all, copy paste anything. Even the formulas, you should not copy paste from outside the document, and even in the same document you should not write anything before the examination starts. Let's talk about plagiarism and collusion. Okay. You need to be aware of the IFOA guidelines in relation to plagiarism and collusion. To ensure that IFOA protects the integrity of our examination, your examination script will be uploaded to a software which identifies potential cases of plagiarism and collusion. Information about possible breaches of the assessment regulation are also identified by a marking team and whistleblowers. If a possible case of plagiarism or collusion is detected within your paper, this will be investigated. And many times this investigation goes beyond 6 months, 7 months. So your examination result will be held. Even if you are cleared of all charges, that does not mean you get to sit for the next examination, or your loss of time would be compensated. No such thing happens. So make sure you are never into such problems. Is this an acceptable use of material in the IFOA would expect to see in the exam paper from core reading, acted material, recommended reading for that subject? So you can definitely take different answers directly from your material, but then you should refer it. Okay, you should always write that where you have taken that particular definition from. Okay. What is the extent of plagiarism material within the script? Did any of the material identified contain correct referencing? The extent of the similarities within script in case of possible collusion, which are unique, and the possibility of those being coincidence to be minimal. So they even check two people script with each other to check whether your answers are exactly same, whether you have made similar mistakes or not, whether whatever you have written is exactly same or not. So there are a lot of checks. So if you are thinking about that, two people, three people will sit together and give the examination, please don't do that. Okay, that is first of all unethical, and secondly, they have ways to detect that. What is considered plagiarism or collusion? Plagiarism is the act of copying or including the work of another person or your own previous assessed original work in your own work, intentionally or unintentionally, without proper acknowledgement. So even if you have written let's say research paper and you're referring to that, you should always write that I am referring to this particular paper. Okay. In its most common form, plagiarism involves copying and pasting and or reproducing material directly from another source. That means reproducing. That means you are even if you are typing it again from the book, you are again reproducing it. This could include co-reading text, acted resources, and or information obtained directly from internet sources or textbook. There shouldn't be any need for a well-prepared candidate to copy from any external sources, and it's generally preferred if the candidates didn't do this. This is very important. Okay. The IFOA recognizes that answers to some questions in our examination which are asked for basic information, for example, definitions, principles, basic lists, and regulations, may have been memorized as a part of your revision strategy. These could be identical or very similar to the context of your learning material. Examiners and markers will be familiar with these questions, and candidates will not generally be investigated for plagiarism where such similarities is identified. So they know the definitions, basic principles, and basic topics. They can be exactly same because you can memorize those things. First of all, they try not to ask such questions. Second of all, even if they ask, they make sure that it will not be taken as a plagiarism. Okay. Unless a question requires the production of basic information, our recommendation is that your answer that you answer everything in your own words wherever where possible. Where you directly quote from your learning material to answer questions, you should acknowledge this. This is very important. You should write that you use CS1 CMP material 2019 chapter 5 page number this, and you have written definition from that. So you should acknowledge that in your answer if you are actually taking it from the material. Okay. If you are directly referencing external material, then you should remember this should only form a very small fraction of your overall script. So sometimes you are writing it from your memory. If it is a 1 line, 2 line, they are okay with it, no problem. The examiners do not accept students to directly copy large volume of their learning material into their answers. So especially in theory questions, you should not directly copy paste. You should write it in your own words. Okay. And this could be flagged as plagiarism. For the avoidance of doubt, this would also include directly copying large volumes of learning material which had been subject to minor amendments. So even if you're changing small things, they will understand and they will write it as a plagiarism problem. Okay, so make sure you're writing it in your own words. So understand the topic and you write it in your own words. Collusion. Okay, so this was plagiarism. That means you have directly copied it from book. Okay. Collusion, collaborating or communicating with another person to gain advantage by any means, including facilitating or receiving such assistance. So even if you say I did not copy, I just gave my file to somebody else, that is also collusion. You will get 0 marks for that. Okay, rather you can get banned for 2 years for collusion. Okay, so please don't do that. Examiners do not expect to find similarities within script which are unique, and the possibility of those being a coincidence is minimal. Sometimes a simple answer. Sometimes, one line, two line, if they are similar, they will consider it. They will not be investigating that. But sometimes they find two or three questions that are exactly same. You have made the same mistakes, or even if it is correct, the answer is written in exact same manner. Then definitely they will investigate you, and they will take proper steps against it. Examiners do not expect to find links to other candidates' answer script. Of course, if your answer scripts are linked, then you have definitely copied from somebody else. When these are found, it is a strong indication that two or more candidates have worked together or shared information during the examination. Now, this is one of the problem while you're copying something from Excel. Even if you have solved something in your own computer, and then you are copying that Excel file or Excel table to Word, sometimes it leaves references and stuff. Okay, so that will also not be accepted. That is another reason I ask you not to solve it in a separate file and then copy paste it. If a candidate has not downloaded the examination paper from the examination platform but has uploaded an answer script indicating that have been contact within candidate during the examination time. So even if you did not download your paper and you are uploading paper, that means what is happening is you got the question paper from somebody else. That is also not allowed. That is also taken as collusion. So you should not even get question paper from somebody else. That is also not allowed. You should download it yourself. So how to avoid plagiarism? We talked about this. You should refer the book exact page number that you are using if you are directly copying something from the book. If you are copying from the internet, I don't think it will be ever be necessary. There will never be a question that you have not studied or you will require internet to write it. But if you are using internet sources, you should mention the exact website that you are using. Okay, so like here you can see that for example they have said IFOA SA7 core reading 2020 unit 2 page number 13 paragraph 3.4. so they have specified every single detail from which they have referenced the material. Or if you are using some kind of a website, this is how you should specify the whole website. Now before you sit for your examination, at least 1 week before, you should make sure that your email address, your mobile phone are correct. Okay, then if it is a problem, you can write to examsupport@actuaries.org.uk. You can actually ask any question. If you feel like, can I use this particular function? If you have confusion, you can write directly to this exam support and they will reply within 2 days. Okay. You have other email addresses you can use. Okay, remember to check that no IFOA email have gone to your junk folder, because they will be emailing you more details, okay, for later on. So you should make sure that no IFOA emails are going to junk folder or spam folder. The IFOA uses a two-factor authentication process to allow access to the examination platform, which requires you to receive an SMS text. This is also very important. During your examination, you will log in as well as you will receive an SMS text. Okay. Make sure you meet IFOA examination hardware and software requirement. We talked about that at the beginning. Then before 2 weeks before you are due to sit for your examination, so they are asking you, you will receive an email to your preferred email address from this particular address, okay, advising you to create and verify your details on your examination. Should complete that at least 1 week before the examination. Okay, if you do not, then email them at examsupport@actuaries.org.uk. Okay, then the email will look something like this. It will talk about which particular examination you are sitting for, date and time. The time will be UK time. You should convert it into your local time. Then here you will be clicking at set up my account. When you click at set up my account, you will go to this particular page where you will be creating your passwords. Okay, after you are done with that, they will be asking you, confirming your phone number. Make sure that your phone number is correct. You will receive the code, submit the code, okay, log in the code, verify it, and that will complete your activation of your account. You should do that at least 1 week before, right? Then equipment check. You should check the downloading as well as uploading capability of your web browser. So that is also given here. Okay. So you are responsible for organizing and testing your equipment ahead of assessment in accordance with the minimal requirement issued by FOA. Okay, so you must complete the equipment check before attempting the examination. So they will give you such options where you can download the exam paper, not exactly the exam paper, but they will give you a PDF file to download. You can upload a Word file to check whether upload is working or not. So you should do all of those checks beforehand. Okay, equipment check, everything. So these are the stuff that you should do before the examination, at least 1 week before the examination. Make sure you're ready for your examination, and in the next video I'll talk about what you should do at the date of the examination. What are the things you should prepare beforehand, and keep everything ready for your examination. Okay, so I'll see you in the next one.